Issue 1 is just 4 days away, and our volunteers are hitting the doors in Ohio, making phone calls. We'll have an update on the campaign with my friend and colleague here and campaign manager
I
for
guess so.
Created Equal, Seth Dreher, so stick around. Activist Radio, the Mark Harrington Show is brought to you by Created Equal, and you can give to our ministry by going to createdequal.org/donate. And we still need money because we are still hitting the doors, and we've got ads on the air right now. And we're going to be talking about that today. We're going to be talking about the ads that are finishing out the arguments for both sides. And we've been privileged enough to put a couple of ours up. In fact, we've had 3 ads, both of them, all of them dealing with some of the core messaging that we feel is the most persuasive when it comes to issue 1, that is to defeat it. The first ad was dealing with late-term abortion. We had a abortion survivor, Claire Caldwell, on the ads. We also did the woman who is several women that actually died during an abortion procedure, and so that ad's currently running. And then finally, we finished up with this ad that deals with the issue of the 10-year-old rape victim. So we're going to get to those today on the program. You can pick up the program on all the podcasting platforms, and you can follow us on social media. So Seth, let's just dive in here. The ad wars. It's as the campaign continues on, we understand that generally we get outspent, and that's going to be the case here in Ohio, unfortunately. And we know going in that's typically the case. Where our strong point is typically on the ground game. We're going to talk about those numbers and what we've been able to accomplish. But let's talk about the current ads. These are running this week. The one from the other side, and let's just be honest with folks, we knew it was coming, right? The 10-year-old rape victim who during the 82 days that the heartbeat bill is in effect in 2022, the mother apparently took the young girl to Indiana to have the abortion. This story was national news, right? We heard about it then, and we knew they would create an ad, and they did, and they released it last Saturday. And so what we want to do, we're going to play this ad, and then I'm going to have Seth respond to the ad and, just generally give some talking points as how do we converse with other people when they bring up the issue of abortions in the case of rapes. Go ahead and play the clip.
This is a true story.
A 10-year-old girl raped in Ohio, after which her doctor said they could not terminate the pregnancy because it would break the state's ban on abortion.
Government should never force a rape victim to have their attacker's child. Never, especially a 10-year-old. But that's the law in Ohio. And that's why voting yes on 1 is so important. Yes stops the ban and gets government out of the way. Vote yes on 1.
Well, there you go. We knew it was coming. First of all, a couple things. First, there is no ban at 6 weeks or the heartbeat bill. It's actually being held up in the Ohio Supreme Court. The only law in the books that bans abortion in Ohio is the 22-week ban, or 21 weeks and 6 days. And in that law, there is actually exceptions for rape and incest. But the heartbeat bill does not have those, right? And for those 82 days, it was in effect in Ohio. And that's what they're playing on here. They're saying because that ban was in effect, this young girl had to go to Indiana and have an abortion after being raped. So we knew it was coming. And, I think it caught some people off guard. Didn't catch us off guard. We knew it was coming. So how do you respond, first of all, to the ad itself? And then how do we deal with the rape question? Because it seems like pro-lifers just run for cover. When they hear about the issue of rape and abortion, they're like, let's just avoid it and not deal with it. We can't do that. But go ahead and just give me your take on the ad and what you think about it.
Yeah, I think it's critical to note what you said. It's false, right? So currently you don't need a rape exception for abortion through 22 weeks for any reason whatsoever. Abortion is legal in Ohio through 22 weeks. So that's just facts are wrong, but you're right. We were on the ground door knocking at a Super Saturday last weekend. I was at a door as the ad dropped, and one of the first people I talked to said, What about the 10-year-old? Now, I hadn't heard about her for a
Mhm.
while, but
Yep.
they brought her back and they waited till the last minute. Now, interestingly, I have someone I know on X, formerly known as Twitter, right? A pro-abortion leader in Ohio.
Yeah.
She was decrying this, saying it's wrong for them to use this story. This girl's been already used too much. They shouldn't be using her. I find that kind of interesting that even
It's true.
some pro-choice people find it kind of gross.
Yeah.
Now, we
They're
have to
exploiting
respond.
the
Yeah,
girl
absolutely
for
they are.
political reasons. Yeah.
Absolutely they are. Now, clearly because they're using false information with her story. But so because they do it, we have to respond. And so I think it's in that ad, it's so interesting, right? The word choice, they say, no one should force a child to have her rapist child. They said child in there, which I think is very interesting, the
Mhm.
choice of words. And that's what I think the direct response is always this. When a child has been raped, 10-year-old, we hear this on campus a lot. My point is you're bringing up the story for a very critical reason because you know and I know it's wrong to rape a 35-year-old. There's something about the 10-year-old that just strikes at our heart because we have more
Mhm.
compassion the more vulnerable you are.
Yeah.
But let's be consistent. Who's even younger, more vulnerable than the 10-year-old? Her 10-week fetus or her 10-day embryo in her womb, right? So I'm not saying that baby matters more, but I'm saying why would we stop compassion for someone even younger? So my response is I have all the compassion for that 10-year-old,
Yes.
but
As
the
we should.
abortion was not the solution for her.
Right.
Now we've compounded trauma for her. We cannot unrape her. That rapist is still alive. And so now she will know one day I was victimized. I turned to victimize someone else. That Band-Aid is not going to be a solution for her.
Agreed. So the ad is running and it's having an impact. And the campaign was debating what to do. And thankfully, we came up with an answer to that. And so I want to go ahead and play that ad if we would. But first of all, I want to make this point. You know, a lot of women who get pregnant because of rape, they have the child.
Right.
About half of them, by the way. It's not an automatic that you got to have an abortion, right? Because people understand that that unborn child deserves the same rights, whether they were conceived in love or in violence. And if people understand that, we make the baby real. Since some people reason to the more humane conclusion.
I would add
So-
in there just that our good friend Stephanie Gray Connors tells a story of a woman who was pregnant after rape and wanted to commit suicide. The only reason she did not is she had a baby inside of her and wanted to not kill
That's a
herself
good
because
point.
of that child.
That's a
And
good
now
point.
she is glad she's alive, right?
Yeah.
That baby saved her life.
Yeah. And politically, I know Republicans and pro-lifers want to run from this topic. We see that in campaigns all the time. There's a push now to backtrack, especially on the heartbeat bill. There's even discussion about going back into the legislature, including rape and incest exceptions to kind of soften the impact of the law. That'll be a mistake. I mean, we've got to take this on, friends. And if we're unwilling to take it on, we're just ceding ground to the other side. That said, we responded with this ad, which our point in this ad is this. Issue 1 protects predators, and it wipes out parental consent and notification. That means that mothers and fathers, if their child were to get raped and they didn't know about it, it's the rapist that's going to be taking them to Indiana or somewhere else to have an abortion. So go ahead and play the clip. This is our ad, again, that's currently running in the state of Ohio, all over the place on TV and digital and also on streaming services. Go ahead and play the clip.
This is a true story. A 10-year-old Ohio girl, raped, pregnant, driven away for an abortion. A cruel tragedy. But if issue 1 passes, it could have been her rapist behind the wheel, not her mother. Issue 1 erases important parental notification laws. A sexual abuser could drive your daughter to an abortion, and you'd be left in the dark. Vote no on 1. Protect our daughters, not predators. Vote no on issue 1.
So this is a way of responding to or reacting to their ad, which we know is hurting us, in a way that doesn't play into their narrative. It flips the narrative by making it about the predator, right? Not about rape, abortions in the cases of rape. And just so you know, I mean, we're not saying that those should be legal.
Right.
We're not agreeing with that, right? But we're saying that this rapist would be the one taking them to have an abortion, not their parents. Their parents would not be involved. And I know it's a thorny issue, parental notice, parental consent, right? We all understand that. But we do believe parents should be involved in their children's lives, obviously. And this would wipe it out. So, I mean, it's a way of getting at it, flipping the narrative, and then pivoting to the parental rights issue. So, I mean, what is your reaction to that?
I mean, so at the doors, we talk about this, right? And some people say, well, that's just not going to happen. That's why this ad pairs so well with the true story that your viewers already know about. In Cincinnati, 2004, where a soccer coach in his 20s got a 13-year-old eighth grader pregnant. What'd he do? It's statutory rape. Drove her quickly to Planned Parenthood, poses her parents. Parents never knew about it. He killed the fetus, tried to destroy all the evidence. And so her parents never knew. And that's, thankfully, they were able to prosecute. This would actually take that away by taking their rights away, giving him rights as the one assisting her.
Right. By the way, just to interrupt, there's an ad running by PWO and Cincinnati Right to Life with that coach ad. So that's another way of getting at this issue without directly taking on the 10-year-old rapist, situation. So, yeah, but that ad's good too. I mean, and this ad's playing, but I don't know, Seth. Who knows? We're doing what we can to try to blunt that ad out there. Let's just pivot to the campaign. All right, because these are the ads running, friends. You can support us. We still need funds to continue the ad, but let's get to the ground game. Created Equal has been privileged, and I think that is true. I mean, we have really been very fortunate to run the volunteer door-to-door campaign and phone banking, and we're getting close to the finish line here, and the numbers are coming in. And I think we've reached our goal. But if you would give us a kind of an update without getting too far into the weeds, but this has been quite an effort, friends. I mean, it really has, and we want to thank everybody that's been involved. So if you would give us the numbers currently.
Yeah, so we started in late September, so it's been a month and a bit, right? We've been going after this. I mean, like a little over a month and a half. But so, our goal was to get at least 100,000 doors. We're at 93,000 right now, so we'll cross that tomorrow morning, no problem. And we'll go beyond that goal. And what's important is maybe your viewers know or don't know, we are working in tandem with Susan B. Anthony List, who has paid canvassers. So that's we're volunteer. We're augmenting what they do. So we're easily reaching well over 600,000 doors with our two combined efforts. And we're adding on top of that with phone banking, texting, and voicemail dropping. We are going to be our own organization, our volunteer effort with volunteers across the state, not working for Created Equal, but partnering with us. All the volunteers together are going to reach about 750,000, 750,000 people through our door knocking, phone banking, and so on. And this is critical because we are targeting to reach people who must turn out the vote.
Yeah.
And it's been effective. At the doors, we meet people all the time, pro-life, pro-choice, but they recognize when you talk to them how extreme this amendment really would be. I had a conversation with a man and woman yesterday. He's against the amendment. She's for the amendment. Awkward marriage relationship, I would think. But he was seeing the reality. He has a pro-choice wife, very ardently pro-choice. And he agreed with me that there are more problems here. He's not sure on abortion, but he recognizes that at least parents should be involved. And I think no abortion should ever happen. Mm-hmm. But at minimum, we can agree on the common ground that if a minor is considering abortion, parents should have some involvement in this, right?
Of course.
And so we have seen people flipping because of that. But it's not just door knocking. We're phone banking, calling to people. We're texting people. And it's not too late. We still need more help. Not financially. Yes, of course, that as well. But also, it's not too late to join us. And you might think, well, I'm, across the nation. I'm watching Mark from out in Colorado. It's not a problem. We need your help phone banking now. If you go to createdequal.org/phone bank, you can read about how to phone bank with us. We're having a special push on Election Day, 9 a.m. Eastern to 7 p.m. right before polls close. We're calling all day long in a phone banking marathon. So please join us. createdequal.org/phone bank. We need your help. I've got 499 phone bankers right now. I need one more to get over 500. So come on, someone get us over 500, please. We need as many people as can to help us reach as many voters as possible.
And you can do that anywhere in the country, friends.
Or across the globe. I have a phone banker in Europe right now.
Is that right?
Uh-huh.
That's cool. So listen, friends, let's wrap this up. We've got the door-to-door, the phone banking, the ads are running, and we're doing everything humanly possible here at Created Equal to change the outcome to defeat issue 1. We know it's been an uphill battle since the beginning. We understand that. We knew the odds were against us, but we've been putting everything we can towards it, and it's not too late. We have to press towards the finish line on November 7th. And we'll have a lot of time to go back and look at the after action reports and the lesson learned and all these things. And we have learned a lot. Mm-hmm. And hopefully we can export that out to other states that are going to be facing this in 2024. But it's not time for that. It's not time for that. And I know people want us to probably give our prediction. I'm not going to do it. We're just not. Let's just say I think we're in a dead heat. I think it's that close. And it's going to be a real barn burner towards the end. So we're just going to keep pressing, friends, and I hope you will as well. So the 2 ways you can get involved: you can still donate. That's createdequal.org/donate, and createdequal.org/phone bank.
Yep. Join
All
us.
right. Join us anywhere you can in the country or the world. We still need you here in Ohio. This is it. I mean, this is for all the marbles. This is a real bellwether test for the pro-life movement. We need a win. We're 0 for 6. We don't want to go up for 7. So stand with us here in Ohio. Pray for us. Pray for our campaign. Pray for our door knockers and our phone bankers. And we'll be back next week with a report.
You've been listening to Mark Harrington, your radio activist. For more information on how to make a difference for the cause of life, liberty, and justice, go to createdequal.org. To follow Mark, go to markharringtonshow.com. Be sure to tune in next time for your marching orders in the culture war.